Hello, it's Bradford Tilden, the Shirtless Shaman here, coming to you from Crystal Music Healing Headquarters. And I feel like sharing a story about how I got into crystal healing. Of course, this is so that I can inspire you to expand your awareness to the possibilities of what crystal healing might be able to do for you. So, I am going to go forward with this video because this is like my fifth or sixth take and I am just over it. Anyway, what I have here in my hands, ta-da, is a seemingly ordinary, harmless, inactive, very nice amethyst point. Now, this point comes with a story. In fact, all of my crystals come with stories. And in my classes and workshops, and if you come visit my office, you might get one or two of these stories. But for right now, I'm going to keep this simple because I've got a class to teach tonight. Is that I acquired this crystal from a store in Northampton, Massachusetts, which still no longer exists, but it was called the Mercantile. Now, the significant thing about this is, for one, this was one of the first crystals that I ever purchased. But I purchased it on my first trip back to Massachusetts after having moved to San Francisco, California. And I always used to go up to Northampton when I was a teenager. It's a great place, great culture, great LGBT culture. I used to go do poetry readings every Wednesday night there with a friend of mine at a vegan cafe in the mid-90s. And, when I was a teenager. And so I would always go up there whenever I visited. So I went up to Northampton and I went into the store, and this crystal, it didn't catch my eye or catch my attention. It's as if like it cast a fishing line and hooked my third eye and reeled me in. It wasn't like on a shelf right next to me. It was way, way, way back in the back of the store in a corner on a high shelf. And it just, and it just pulled me in. And I went and I looked at it and I purchased it. And I said, okay. Because I always pay attention to signs and symbols and significant coincidences and things. But literally, it felt like something was tugging my third eye. And I thought that was very interesting. So I brought this crystal back to California with me. And then I got into a practice of mala mantra meditations, where you have a mala, which is very similar to a rosary, actually, same number of beads, incidentally. And some mystic Christian sects actually refer to their rosaries as their mala, but that's another conversation. But what I did is I was doing the Lakshmi mantra to overcome obstacles. And you say the mantra once on every 108 beads consecutively for 40 days without interruption. And there's lots of theory about that I'm not going to go into now. But anyway, the important thing with this crystal is I had this crystal in this hand. I had the mala in my other hand, and I had my eyes closed. And I did this at my nightstand every day for 40 days. Om Gam Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha, Om Gam Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha, Om Gam Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha, etc. for 108 times for 40 days. At one point in the 40 days, probably around day 32, I never opened my eyes. This demonic face pushed itself up again, this like close to my face, with my eyes closed, and I saw it. It was gnarly, it was gross, and I just held onto the crystal, Om Gam Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha, Om Gam Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha, until that demonic face dissolved. And I successfully completed the 40 days. It's hard discipline, believe it or not, to do that consistently for 40 days because all sorts of stuff comes up. And then I started having psychic phenomenon occurring. Most notably, I started jumping disproportionately to any loud sounds. And just so happened that there was a psychic fair that my landlord at the time invited me to go with her to. And I remember going up to the Berkeley Psychic Institute and sitting across from a woman, and I explained my situation to her. And as I watched her, it's like she was a Rolodex of projections of different people, like she was spinning through time, and she was like looking for something that correlated to what was going on with me. And then she stopped and she started communicating something about me having a past life in World War One, and I was injured and I died, and I wasn't able to fulfill something, and I just burst out crying. I just lost it. I don't even remember the details of it, but the point is, I released that energy and I stopped jumping, and I wasn't skittish around loud noises anymore. It's like I was bringing up that PTSD from that past life death trauma. And I owe that all to this crystal because I don't know, well, this in the mall and everything, but the fact of the matter is this crystal wanted to come home with me, and I listened. And that really is what started to open up my ability and my awareness as to how crystals, you never know exactly how it's going to impact your life, but these are conscious beings and they want to work with us. And in fact, some crystals, like this one, they have almost like a contract to work with certain people. So I, about a year later is when I met the Universal White Time Gemstone Healing teacher that really opened me up to crystals. And I went through all the classes and became a teacher, and you probably know that by now. But I am letting you know that I'm offering an introductory workshop this Sunday at Avant-Garde Holistic Center in Brantford called Crystals 101. And I will do my best to inspire you to open up your awareness and your perception to be able to have experiences of your own with crystals that you can then share with other people as potentially life-altering and life-changing experiences. Because I know that there's magic in the world. It's all around us. Many of us turn it off when we're children, but crystals are truly a gateway to reconnect with the magic of the world. So I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me, and thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.